Om Shanti. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd of May 2023. On this Tuesday morning, let us listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bap Dada. Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, follow the mother and father completely and become worthy. On the basis of remembrance and Srimat, you will be able to be seated on the Father's heart throne. Let us hear the essence once again on Tuesday morning. Baba says, sweet children, follow the mother and father completely and become worthy. On the basis of remembrance and Srimat, you will be able to be seated on the Father's heart throne. The question for today: with which effort can you attain liberation in life in a second? In answer, Baba says, make such effort that at the end you remember no one except the one Father. What does Baba say? Make such effort that at the end you remember no one except the one Father. For this, keep your intellect detached while living in your households with your families. Continue to forget everything and follow Srimat. Don't prick anyone with thorns. Follow the mother and father at every step. If you have any weaknesses, tell the eternal surgeon the truth. Today's song is The Buds of the New Age. Om Shanti. Today's song was The Buds of the New Age. Baba explains the meaning of this song to the children. It praises Sita, who was born in this land. In fact, males and females are all Sitas because they are all devotees who perform devotion and remember God. The brides remember the bridegroom. For what? In order to become flowers. It is said, live like lotus flowers. You now know that the Father of you souls is God and that you have to receive from Him the inheritance of heaven, which is called liberation in life. You would surely receive the inheritance of liberation in life for the golden age, not for the iron age. When it is said that the new world begins, it means a new play is beginning. When the world is old, the play is also old. This is now the old world. Baba says, in the new world, there are flowers like Lakshmi and Narayan. You know that you are now becoming flowers from thorns in order to become the masters of heaven. Those who use the sword of lust on one another are thorns. Baba says, you have the faith that the Father of us souls has come once again in order to make us into the constantly happy masters of heaven. You shouldn't have any confusion in this faith. The Father has come and also explained to this one, meaning Brahma Baba. This one says, I truly don't know that at the beginning, in the golden age, I was a righteous soul. A righteous soul is someone who doesn't use the sword of lust. A righteous soul isn't just someone who donates and performs charity. Whatever people do, they receive the fruit of that in their next birth. The donations they give are indirect. They donate in the name of God, just as some also donate in the name of Krishna. However, because they consider Sri Krishna to be the God of the Gita, they have created confusion. God says, I only come in Bharat. You children know that your Father has come from the Supreme Abode. He says to us children, the play is now ending. Remember me. You were Lakshmi and Narayan. In the Silver Age, there are Rama and Sita. The age in which Sri Krishna exists is not a different age. They have said that he exists in the Copper Age. That will also happen again. The Father sits here and explains to you children the essence of the scriptures. I do not take the Gita in my hands. I am called the ocean of knowledge. Devotees also call me the truth, the living being. People who study many Vedas and scriptures are called authorities of the scriptures. When did those Vedas and scriptures begin? On the path of devotion. Baba says, when did the Vedas and scriptures begin? On the path of devotion. This drama is eternally predestined. You wouldn't say that the Vedas and scriptures are eternal. If they were eternal, they would be said to be existing from the beginning of the Golden Age. There are no Vedas or scriptures in the Golden Age. They begin on the path of devotion. It is now in the Father's intellect. I am the ocean of knowledge. I alone know this human world. The Father comes and gives his own introduction. How this world cycle turns and how you take 84 births. You know that you play your parts of Sato, Rajo and Tamo for 84 births. The Father has now come and created this sacrificial fire through Brahma. You have become the children of Shiv Baba through Brahma. Therefore, he is the grandfather. There you have inheritances from your fathers. For half the cycle, you wanted the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life. You didn't know what God would do when He came for the devotees. So, Baba tells us that for half the cycle, you wanted the inheritance of liberation and liberation in life. You didn't know what God would do when He comes for the devotees. They say God should come to you while you are sitting at home. Therefore, He would come in a big home. Your own home is too small for you. This is an unlimited home. You can't tell when God would come for the devotees. God would surely come for the devotees. Devotees are the children of God. It isn't that God is in all the devotees or that they are all God. No. What is Baba saying? It isn't that God is in all the devotees or that they are all God. No. The Father sits here and explains to you directly. I definitely do come. I come and give you children happiness. When people return from abroad, they bring very wonderful gifts. The Father says, I have brought the gift of paradise for you. You won't receive poison there. You can go to heaven by drinking this nectar of knowledge. Therefore, you definitely have to renounce poison. I do not take up any of the religious books like sannyasis etc. do. I show you the way to become the masters of the land of peace and the land of happiness. O my beloved children, the Father, the one from the foreign land, is speaking to souls. No one else would say, I am the Supreme Soul and I am speaking to you souls. They say, I am the Supreme Soul and so are you. Would a father give an inheritance to a father? Baba is saying that they say, that means the others say, I am the Supreme Soul and so are you. Would a father give an inheritance to a father? Definitely not. A father would definitely give an inheritance to his children. Your intellects have become so broad and unlimited. The Father comes and opens the locks of your intellects. You recall the incorporeal world and the subtle region with your intellect. This is a corporeal world. Baba says this is the corporeal world. You have now become Trikaldarshi. You know the three worlds and the three aspects of time. These are detailed matters. In a nutshell, there are just two things. Remember the Father and your inheritance. What are the two things that Baba says? Baba says, in a nutshell, there are just the two things. Remember your Father and your inheritance. Everything depends on your chart of remembrance. Live at home and interact tactfully. Remember the Father and the inheritance. Keep a chart of how long you stayed in remembrance. You definitely receive the inheritance by remembering the Father. Everything the Father tells you is easy. However, some of you should at least make the effort to remember. Maya makes you completely forget. Some daughters in bondage are so good that even though they live at home, they stay in yoga much more than some Maharathis do. They remember Shiv Baba a great deal. Shiv Baba, liberate me from sorrow. They know that they are to receive the kingdom of heaven from Shiv Baba. Even if they leave their bodies while remembering Baba at home, they can receive a very good status. Your boat can go across with the faith, mine is one and none other. So, what is the faith that Baba is telling us to have? Mine is one and none other. They are beaten so much. You would probably never have seen such a spiritual gathering where women are beaten. Would anyone be forbidden to go to such a spiritual gathering? Baba is asking us, would anyone be forbidden to go to a spiritual gathering? There are so many spiritual gatherings. Here, innocent women are assaulted so much. Obstacles are caused. This has continued since the beginning. Akasur, Bakasur, that is the devils, used to take daughters and they were beaten for vice. There must be something in that. Even though good children open centers, while they are moving along, Maya attacks them too. The father is also Dharmraj. He says, I am the death of all deaths. At Amritsar, they have the immortal throne. But they don't understand the meaning of that. What is Baba saying? At Amritsar, they have the immortal throne, Akal Takht. But they don't understand the meaning of that. The father says, I am the death of all deaths. Those demons of death would take one or two with them. The father says, I will take all souls back home, and so you should therefore be happy. People have been performing devotion for half a cycle, but no one has been able to go back home. You now take everyone back home. People say that God is the death of all deaths and that He kills everyone. However, I don't kill anyone. I liberate you souls from your bodies, make you beautiful, and take you back. There is nothing to be afraid of in this. Many children are afraid of dying. It is those who don't have full yoga who are afraid. Baba says many children are afraid of dying. It is only those who don't have full yoga who are afraid. We are making preparations to go back home. Baba has come to inspire us to make preparations and to take us back home. So, will you not become residents of heaven? They say, so and so became a resident of heaven. However, no one goes there. Heaven is in Bharat. That was in the golden age. How could there be heaven in the iron age? They print in the newspapers, so and so became a president of paradise, and they feed that departed soul. There are so many good things to eat in paradise. So, what food would you serve that soul? Baba asks us, he has already received salvation, so why do you give him food from here and make him impure? You children know that Baba is now truly giving you teachings to take you to the land of Nirvana. You should go in happiness. You should break your relationships with the old thorns. Everything that the Father tells you is easy. Simply remember me. You should have a lot of happiness in this. The Father says, if you want to know about super sensuous happiness, ask my children about it. You create your reward for 21 births with the effort you make now. If you don't make it now, it is all finished. The race is very important. Everyone should make effort. The Father says, children, gain victory over me. You say, Baba, Mama, Bab Dada, Pitashri. This Baba is also studying with that one, meaning Brahma Baba is studying with Shiv Baba. Shiv Baba is teaching you. This one was a householder and a businessman. Now Baba is advising us. Baba says, you should not think I came later and so I cannot run ahead. The mother and father say, a worthy child is one who follows. This mother and father are also effort makers. It is the mother and father who inspire you to make effort, meaning Brahma Baba and Jagadamba Saraswati. You are the mother and father and we are your children. Therefore, this one is also that one's child. This one was a householder and you are also householders, meaning Brahma Baba was also a householder like most of us. It is very easy. As for the Kumaris, it is their great fortune. He quickly saves them. You mustn't climb the ladder of the 5 vices. There is the example of Bhishma Pitamaha, who was celibate from birth. This is Raj Yoga. You know that you are making effort to claim the future kingdom. Mama and Baba also make effort and claim the highest status of all. They claimed that status in the previous cycle too. Baba says, beloved children, make effort to become the masters of our throne. You say, Mama, Baba, and so, why don't you make effort? If there is any difficulty, then tell Baba about it. Because of this, I am not able to make that much effort. Baba tells us that if there is any difficulty, then tell Baba about it. Because of this, I am not able to make that much effort. The Father is the eternal surgeon. If you have any difficulty, then write to Baba or personally come and ask the Father about it. The Father will advise you. The main thing is to remember the Father and the inheritance. This is enough in a nutshell. Make effort to attain liberation in life in a second. Remember Baba to such an extent that at the end you don't remember anything else. Continue to forget your household. You say the destination is very high and you want to become a master of the world. In war, people make so much effort to conquer a limited kingdom. You become the masters of the world of heaven. What more do you want? Baba says there is no other father in the world as sweet as this one. However, you have forgotten the name, form, time and place of that father. Truly, Shiva is the father of us souls, the creator of heaven, and so he would definitely give us the inheritance of heaven, would he not? You have forgotten this. The arrow can strike anyone in a second. He truly is the unlimited Father and He has come to give us our inheritance. He is the creator of what? Of hell. You would never say this. The Father is the one who makes you into the masters of heaven. We quickly go and catch hold of His hand. He has entered an ordinary old body. The Father says, all the children have become senseless, impure worshippers. I come and make them worthy of worship from worshippers. This one was also a worshipper, meaning Brahma Baba. He used to worship Narayan. They have shown Lakshmi in a picture massaging his feet. The Father doesn't tell you to wash his feet and drink that water. The Father says, first is Lakshmi and then Narayan. So I massage the feet of one who becomes Lakshmi. He says to the old mothers, you have been stumbling around so much for half a cycle. At first, devotion was unadulterated and it has now become adulterated. You have become tired. The Father had the thought, I should go and create a new world. The Father is Jani Jananhar or knower of all secrets. He says, these poor things have been doing devotion for half a cycle and they are now completely tired. Death is also very harsh. They will kill each other. The Father is knowledgeful. However, He says, I too am tied by a bond. I know that the children are very unhappy. The 5 vices are clinging to them. He now reassures you, your days of happiness are going to come. Now follow Srimad and you will become the most elevated of all. The Father is the highest on high. All the rest are His creation. All the rest are the creation. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are not called God. Only the one Father is the Supreme Soul. Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are residents of the subtle region. In the pictures, they have placed a Shivlingam in front of the images of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar because they are the children. They don't know this either. What is Baba saying? In the pictures, they have placed a Shivlingam in front of the images of Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar because they are the children. They don't know this either. You children have now received divine vision. You should remain very happy that you know the beginning, the middle and the end of the whole world. You are claiming the inheritance of heaven from the Father. Simply remember the Father. Live at home with your families. There is no question of renouncing anything here. The cowshed had to be created at first. How else would all of them have become clever? The Pandavas were told to leave their country in the Mahabharata. So this cowshed was created. You now understand that you are changing from thorns into flowers. Why should we not sit on Baba and Mamma's throne? Baba also says, follow me and claim the throne number wise. Ask your heart, do I remember Baba? Always check your heart chart every night. Baba says, always check your chart every night. For how long did I remember the Father? Throughout the day and early in the morning. Remember the Father and follow Srimad. Don't prick one another with thorns. Lust and anger are the main ones. Conquer these and all the other smaller vices will cool down. Lust is the greatest enemy. Because of lust, there is so much fighting and quarreling and violence. Some say, Baba, our children make us very peaceless. In heaven, no one will trouble anyone. There, even children will not trouble anyone. Therefore, now remember the Father and the happiness of heaven. That's all. We are now to return home. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and we the spiritual children say Namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, run in the race to win the throne of the mother and father. Follow them completely. Second point, break your relationships with the old thorns and make this faith firm. Mine is one and none other. Today's blessing, may you become complete and equal to the Father by becoming an embodiment of every virtue and power. Blessing once again, may you become complete and equal to the Father by becoming an embodiment of every virtue and power. Baba explains, the children who are to become complete and equal to the Father are also constant embodiments of remembrance and all the virtues and powers. Being an embodiment of something means that your form becomes that. The virtues and powers are not separate from you, but are merged in your form. Just as weak sanskars and weaknesses over a period of time have become your form and you don't have to make effort to imbibe them, in the same way, let every virtue and every power become your natural form. You shouldn't have to make effort to have remembrance, but just remain absorbed in remembrance, and you will then be said to be equal to the Father. Today's slogan, the word Baba is the key to all treasures, so always look after it carefully. Slogan once again, the word Baba is the key to all treasures, so always look after it carefully. Acha, Om Shanti.